Okay, folks, I want to explain just a few things here on this module. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to look at this introduction here. I do want you to download this lab report. It is a PDF, so when you do download it, go ahead and I want you to save this. So download it and save it on, say, your desktop for now. Okay, so I'm going to save that on my desktop. Here's what I'd like you to do. Go down, and I got too many things on my desktop, but when you go to open it, right-click it. So go ahead and, again, hit right-click on this file. And then go up here and hit Open With. And when you go to hit Open With, make sure you pick Microsoft Edge. And the reason I want you to do this is because when you do get into watching the video, we're going to use this feature on Edge, which is free and a lot easier to use than, say, some of the other programs. Is you can use the add notes right here, and then you can go here and actually draw right on here. And you can either use your trackpad, or you can use your finger, or you can use a whole bunch of different things here, the stylus or something like that. Of course, you can make it larger and then come back up here and add notes. But I think you're going to find this is a lot easier to do than anything else. You could print it out, obviously, but it's a lot easier just to go ahead and draw this in here. And then when you're all done, you can save it. Now, especially down here when you're drawing these arrows, it's a lot easier to draw these arrows. And you notice I'm just going to draw lines. Lines work for me. That's no problem. And again, when you're done, since it's on your desktop and you save it, it's just going to save right to your desktop there. Okay, so let's go back to this window here and make sure you realize that these things right here are going to help you in the future. You're going to go here. This is a play posit that gives you some background behind the transition metals, which we're looking at. And then last but not least, this is the video of me doing the lab. And while I'm doing the lab, it might be helpful for you to fill in those parts. Now, the PDF that you have, you can actually start filling out before you look at the lab, before you go to the lab here, because really the part of this that I do is at the end of the lab. So, for example, all of this here you can do based off the knowledge you know about electron configurations. Make sure you read all this carefully and do fill it out first, because later it's going to help you go a lot faster. And you can see I did some of the examples here already for you. This part right here is what I'm going to do in the video. So do part one, do part two, look at the examples, and then when you get down here into part three, even though it says get it checked by your teacher, you don't really need to do that because I've given you some examples. You can check in with us if you want. These questions right here, then you can put those right in there and do your diagram, or excuse me, your graph and everything, and that'll help you a lot. Because like I said, later when you finally get to this right here, this is the lab report. You can see that there's a lot of things here that having the PDF filled out, annotated, or if you print it off, having it done already is going to make this so much easier, because it's just a matter of you looking at your PDF or your printed page, whatever you decide to do, and filling out, especially this part, and then a lot of these questions are word for word straight from the PDF, so it'll be a lot simpler for you to do. So check that out. Make sure you're ready to go, and do a nice job on that, okay?